Sports. It's in the game.
Good evening again, everyone. Welcome back to RPM Season 5. It's Wednesday again. It's time for the Championship Division, and this week we head to the classic Interlagos circuit, about 40 kilometres from the east coast of Brazil and in the southern regions of Sao Paulo, for the first reverse championship sprint race of the season. It's a 2.6 mile circuit, 15 corners, 10 to the left and 5 to the right, including 2 DRS zones and quite a lot of undulation heading down the hill from sector 1 back up to sector 2 and 3. As always, I'm joined by the Ferrari Premier Division driver. Are you with us, mate?
Yeah, I am here.
Hello,
Good evening
hello.
to all of them.
How are you doing,
How
mate?
are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm doing good. I've got a beer with me. Even though it's a Wednesday, who cares? You know, we're here to do some racing, so you gotta have a little bit of beer.
Right?
Exactly, midweek. How's it going for you?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't have any drinks, unfortunately. I did have some water next to me, but
The
it's
healthier
already
option.
gone, so
The healthier option. I respect
yeah.
it. I respect it. So, it's round 4 already. So after tonight, we'll be a third of the way through the season. What is obviously a very short season. I don't think Formula One's had a shorter season in real life since probably the 50s or the 60s. So, very, very short round. And the sprint. What are you expecting from this? Obviously, reverse championship grid as well. So it could be in for a lot of incidents, a lot of overtakes for sure.
Yeah, I watched the race and the sprint yesterday, and it was exciting all the way to the end. Lots of position changes as well. So I think it will happen here as well. To be fair, the field is quite close, so I think it gives some opportunity to the guys who are down in the standings to have a good one here.
I agree. And as we said last week, everyone will want to start hauling some points in before that street circuit triple header, which is looming over everybody now. So.
Oh yeah, we
keeping
are
an eye.
getting closer.
We are. I'm keeping an eye on the lobby. We've got drivers coming in. We're only missing a few of them. Yeah. So, in the meantime, we've got some stuff to run over as usual. So, first, the Constructors' Championship even. It's pretty tight in the midfield, I noticed when I was putting this together. 3rd down to 5th. Only 14 points separating those teams. And the fight for P1 still on. Red Bull and Alfa Romeo. Obviously some good results. But it's a shame to see McLaren all the way down there at the bottom.
Yeah, McLaren not far off of the likes of AlphaTauri and Mercedes ahead, but you get a bit of close fight between top 6 or number 6 and number 10.
Yeah.
Then you got a little mid pack from P3 to P5, and 2 teams already having a big gap to the rest of the field.
think, quick maths, I think the gap from first to second is the same from second to third. So, as you say, the gap from third onwards already extending, but Red Bull need to return some more good points. I think we'll see, if we flip over to the drivers now, we'll see that the two Red Bull drivers have each scored a podium. Matt has been the most consistent, but Riker has had a poor result in Japan in P13. But the two Alfa Romeo drivers have 4 podiums between them in the opening 3 rounds, and that's obviously the difference maker.
Yeah, I'm also looking at Stubby, who is in P18 in the standings, and I hope he's here tonight. He has 2 DNFs, but he was looking really quick in both of those races, so I'm expecting a lot from him. But up and down the field, it's really close at the front, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, the interesting part for me is Don in P9, who's had a DNF, a first place, and a DNF. So if form is anything, he'll win tonight. Let's see if that actually happens. With the reverse grid, he'll start in P11, or P12. And thankfully, no one has a triple sort of DNF header, let's say. The hat-trick of DNFs. Everyone has at least scored, not everyone scored points, everyone's at least finished 1 race. The 2 drivers down there at the bottom, Freefall and Jono, on the front row, will obviously look to try and cement that sprint race into a good starting position and finally get some points on the board after 4 rounds.
Yeah, and as the new Ferrari driver, Stibo, he only did 1 race and he scored a P2 and is already in P10 in the standings. So he might start a bit further up ahead than the championship leaders, and he did have some good pace. So I'm excited to see what he will do.
Absolutely. And another table then, the all tiers. So obviously perhaps Aston Martin aren't doing the greatest in our division, but particularly Premiership and First Division, they're doing very well, and they have a healthy margin over Ferrari. Obviously your team with Colin, and then my team, McLaren, in behind, but the gap extending almost again, same as the constructors in the other slide, almost the same gap between first, second and third.
Yep. I'm noticing the gaps aren't that big between all teams, but Williams is a bit on the back foot there. Only 71 points scored in those 3 rounds.
Yeah, nearly 50
But yeah,
points.
we are chasing Aston Martin again, as we lost it twice in Brazil, the all-game constructors. Luckily Brazil is round 4 this time, but we lost it on the last lap, and we lost it in the stewards room, so hopefully we can do it this time. But McLaren is looking strong as well, not that far off.
Exactly, and as you say, it was only a few weeks ago these guys drove Brazil. Obviously that was our first race together, and it was the combined tiers, didn't we? We had 1 lobby with 2 tiers, so they'll all be very familiar. And obviously the combination of these sprint races and the feature race will be nearly racing 2/3 Grand Prix distance, so plenty of experience to get around this track. And obviously having only done it a few weeks ago, it should still be fresh on the mind. Now I've seen the lobby is underway. Now I'm going to quickly run through some press conference stuff, which we may or may not choose to continue this as we go on, but I'm certainly not going to leave those guys who helped us out in the mud by not at least talking about them briefly. So let's start with Rodo while we have a moment. Don't worry, we won't miss any of the action. I've got it next to me. We'll let them go on the formation lap and we'll come back. So Rodo's obviously disappointed with last week, and he wasn't too pleased with the wet conditions. And he's not too pleased about starting at the back, which I can't imagine anyone would be. Colin probably would be quite happy because he knows what he can do. But Rodo, it'll be interesting to see what he can do from the back of the grid. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. He's done it before, I think, or he's just come from lower on the grid to the front. So I hope he can do the same again. But yeah, I know Colin, and he's told me it isn't that easy when you try to overtake, especially when they give him a hard time. So the guys ahead might want to fight the position as hard as they can because they maybe have never been in that position. So that's interesting.
Exactly. And a few of the little points there, Spritzy and Wardy both hoping to finish in the top 8. A little bit more of an optimistic prediction this week by Spritzy after his Japan prediction, which was woefully low. And Chimmy hoping for a P5, which is always good. I think most drivers, at least I see in our division, most drivers would like to think that they will they'll be able to finish in the top 5. So maybe you guys have had a chance to look through some of those. And we'll head over now to the main race because the formation lap is underway. Now, I will switch over and set everything up. And as you would expect, most drivers, in fact every driver, should be on... Oh, I saw softs there. If my controller would stop messing me around. A couple of drivers on the softs.
Spritzy's on the softs. Interesting.
Now that is very interesting because 12 laps?
Yeah, it's a lot though. But yeah, you can take the gamble. I mean, depends on where you are. But I'm quite surprised with Wardy because he's in P5 and it's a good starting position. Already in the points for the sprint. Because we do have that as well. And taking the risk. But yeah, Stubby is on pole position here because I think the Fruitful and Jono are not here. So gets promoted to 2 positions. That will be the same for everyone else behind.
Yeah, we don't have a few drivers, which is a shame. It's a shame. I haven't checked if everyone's checked into Premier Division, but hopefully we get at least a full grid to make the most of this reverse order.
Yesterday they did have a full grid, but I'm looking at the test and it does tell me race 1 and race 2, so I think they fixed it. Race 1 stays dry, but race 2 storm all the way. Now I don't know if that's correct because it keeps giving me the same amount of rain expected percentage and storm all the way. Now I hope it works, but that will be very interesting if that's the case because some drivers might have gone to a wet setup then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they've noticed, I haven't looked at the task, but if it's going to be storming all the way, that's prime Interlagos conditions. As Rodo, our championship leader, fills in at the back, and Stubby finds himself on pole position with only the McLaren driver out. So here we go then. The sprint race, 12 laps. We have lights. I can't see them, but they're out and they're underway. Let's have a look. See, there's a good start there from the Mercedes. Look at that.
Oh,
he's up the inside of a whole bunch of drivers.
Cosmo. Oh, it's
and
a
he's
collision.
Up the P2.
Druggles.
Oh, dear me, look at that. Oh, my goodness. 5-6 cars involved in that collision. Snitty all the way back down.
What a start from Cosmo there.
Absolutely.
Learned from the Premier drivers, I guess.
Yeah, so Cosmo 4 positions, plus up 6, and Schnitzy all the way down 10 positions, which is very, very unfortunate for him.
Oh, it's fighting at the back. Rodo getting pushed wide a bit there. But Cosmo 4 positions up into turn 1 already. He had a good start. But Rodo is looking up the inside, is making some moves now. Don't know if anyone has damage. But we'll have to see. I think Booty has damage according to Tess, so don't know where he is right now. He's in P7. And he's lost 4 positions. Can't see physical damage on screen, but yeah, it's only 16 out of 100, so don't think it will hurt him that much. Ooh.
Dives in at the pit lane. He's obviously picked up damage as you would expect from such a big collision. So he will strap on, I assume, another set of mediums, which he does, but unfortunately he's picked up a penalty in doing so. So a terrible, terrible start from the McLaren team. Already down 1 driver and already down a front wing and a set of tyres. So not good for him. He may be lucky if he's able to catch up because he's already an entire sector and a half behind the pack. So he may well be starting at the back of the field. Anyway, though, the gaps not too bad considering we're only on the second lap. A few drivers over a second clear. But we've got Smith, who's in the best position for an overtake at the moment, with it only a couple of tenths of Booty in front.
Spritzy has got damage here on the front wing, so with that soft tires, yeah, he's really struggling now, getting a big train behind him, so he might or hold on or make another pit stop as
He boxes.
yeah, he's going in.
Oh, and he goes very wide.
So
He's
that's
got the limiter down though, thankfully. He's got to go medium surely, or is he just going to bank on some more softs?
Yeah, I think he will, or he try to go for another set of softs, but
Let's see.
it is a gamble.
Softs again. He's a confident man. I respect it.
Yep.
Front wing on. And he will join Schnitzy at the back unless we have a safety car. But again, in a short race, you're limited. It could still happen though. What is that gap I see there? 3 seconds already to Tonchek. So I'm not sure if that's come from the incident or whether that's built up again.
I think it's Spritzy holding them up a bit with the wing damage. So
yeah, that's a good point.
but I was looking at a fight between Raika, Don, and Rodo. They were fighting quite hard, and Raika's moving up some positions after he lost them at the start. But interesting to see what Wardy will do on the softs, as he's now trying to overtake Cosmo here. Cosmo moves out of the way almost, looks like.
Yeah, lets him by. Seems
so he's
to
up
not
into
want to fight
P2. He's just happy to gain more positions and points because it took a double point finish in the sprint currently for Mercedes.
Don dives down the inside of Rodo, and Rodo's looking to get it back, but he can't. So Don up a position. Rodo's only managed to gain, well, really, he's gained nothing. He's gained on the pitters, but no positions on track as such to begin with. So he'll definitely be looking to make inroads in the remaining laps. And Schnitzy there at the back of the grid, but starting the fastest lap of the race.
Fresher tires, pushing everything he has. And also interesting to see if we could get any safety car. I don't know if that's the case during the sprint, but that might bring Spritzy and Snitzy back in the race. But yeah, Rodo struggling a bit here with the overtaking. Good defense though from Dom, but might not have the straight line speed with setup.
Just having a catch up with the guys in chat. We've got Richie, Colin, Spritzy. Well, Spritzy's obviously not in chat because he's racing, but he was there briefly. Saying he was scared of the race. We got a move going on ahead, and he doesn't get it done. It was Smith looking up the inside of Booty in turn 4, but he holds what he has. What else? We got Colin. Both Ferrari drivers doing well. Indeed they are. And he goes around the outside, up the inside, sorry, Matt, on Smith and gains a position. Nearly drops it. I think that might have just been a desync, actually.
Because to me it seemed like he lost it.
Yeah, he's just poofed back into place, so thankfully for the Red Bull team, he's kept it together. And let's take a look elsewhere at the front. The gaps are extending. We've got the 2 Mercedes drivers who won't want to fight each other too hard, in a good position here for the future race.
Yeah, and I've said it before, or before this race, Stubby, who is in P1 right now, is cruising away from the rest of the field. Now it's only a sprint, but still,
signs of things to come perhaps in the future race. And we've got Stebo looking to close in, and Matt close in behind him. A good little train there, not too many cars involved. Could see a few midfield moves before the end of the race, and as Stubby crosses the line, we'll be at half race distance already.
So the biggest gain is halfway into the sprint. I'm looking at Haas and Matt, both moved up 6 positions. Tonchek also moving up 5 positions. And the biggest losers are by far Snitzy, Spritzy and Don. Don also lost 5 positions, so might be involved in the start collision.
I think he was. I think we're lucky more drivers didn't pick up damage, to be honest. There was at least 5 or 6 involved. Only 2 have come into the pits. A couple could be nursing minor damage, which, to be honest, I've had that and it's sometimes not worth coming in just for a little tap on the front wing. Is anyone closing in? No, Steebles.
Yeah, it's us around the outside.
Oh, is he?
Russ now up the inside with Dragon's defense.
He's going to go for it again.
Yep, into turn 4. Oh, behind we almost got 3 wide, it looked like, but
Oh, and Matt
up the inside.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
Wheel banging.
Around the outside. Is he going to keep it together? Has he got a head? He has got it. Oh, he hasn't got a head for the inside. Still wheel to wheel.
Still holding on.
Great battling, great respect.
Now I hope the V-Sync doesn't involve in this because it's really good.
He's still there. Look at that around the outside again, and he's got it done. What a battle that was, and great on Matt to get that move done. Hung it around the outside on 2 separate corners. And now Smith.
Now Smith going for it. Stevo's losing some positions now. He's also struggling with the ERS.
As they go into the braking zone of turn 1. He's going to have DRS. He's just behind his front wing. He's lost the position, but he'll pick up DRS. Well, he would have got it anyway, I think, off Matt ahead.
It's a big train in the middle here, because now the Alfa Romeos are also closing in. Tonchik is looking to overtake Smith. He's staying behind. He has a lot more ERS though, so Tonchik, you really saved a lot here in the end. Maybe learned from yesterday that you do not need to use all of your ERS in the beginning, because it's very difficult to save the ERS here. And he will have that advantage.
Yeah, I've learned that. I was battling with Colin in the practice, and he was running me down. Had barely any left after the opening few laps, and it's very hard to recharge. You don't get too much back in the pit lane either.
Nope.
As Matt makes up another position under DRS.
Started P14, is now up into P6. So he's doing well.
Yeah, he's had a few. That was a little bit of desync. I'm not sure if it was the same on Booty's screen, but Booty was right up behind him, and then all of a sudden Matt was a second in front of him, so hopefully that hasn't compromised Booty's exit too much. Hopefully that's just on our end. It's painful when that happens.
Yeah. Because it's very difficult to overtake or know where the car is. That's the case. But I'm looking at from P7 down to P13. We have a train forming, so it's 2, 4, 6, 7 cars fighting for P7. Oh, Don has left the session? No.
No, I'm not sure. Oh, spinning Mercedes, it's Dragos. He's off the track, and he's going to watch a whole host of cars.
Cosmo, it's
Cosmo. No, it's not Cosmo. Sorry, it's Cosmo.
Oh.
A whole host of cars. So he, after such a positive start, yeah, no, after such a positive start, he's all the way at the back, and there's going to be no recovering that as they head onto the 10th lap. So 3 laps remaining, and Don goes wheel to wheel with Rodo. So Rodo's up a position up to P12, and he gets past the Haas driver. So there was another overtake there. Oh, of course, I've done, yeah.
Oh, Cosmo.
Again.
Oh, I just switched to Cosmo, and he's just managed to get it
those tyres.
out of the wall.
Yeah, those tyres not in great shape after the trip over the grass.
Yep.
And Stevo closing in right up behind Booty.
Yeah. Matt is now in the points position during the sprint, so the top 5 do have points as Rodo picks up a penalty. But he started P14 now, yellow flag. Who's that?
Cosmo again.
Oh, it's Cosmo again. Yeah. So positions for Spritzy and Snitsy then.
Stubby absolutely flying at the front, 4.5 seconds after 11 laps. So if you can keep this up in the feature race, he could be on for a good result. Steve-O's absolutely steaming up behind Booty, but he chooses to stay behind him going into turn 1. Riker has just moved past Rodo. Has Rodo had made a mistake? Not sure.
No, I think he was behind these guys already. But
I think
yeah,
I just saw the equal.
uh,
I just saw the equal time on the interval timing. So maybe it was the guy in front of him. Good train here. Look at that. All of them flying into turn 6.
Yep. Footy's still holding on that P6. He's had a bit of bad luck at the start of the season, but I hope he can hold on. But for battle for P3 is getting close as well. It's only one lap remaining, but Wardy is dropping back now to Haas. So did the tires fail a bit? Struggled with the grip.
Yeah, those soft runners will be
No
really struggling
ERS
at
as
the minute.
well.
No moves into turn 1 as the leaders take us on the final lap. Obviously, Stubby's nearly out of sector 1, but the rest of the pack crossing the line now to take us on the final lap.
Steve-O's passed. Booty now getting passed again in turn 3.
Oh, contact.
DRS. Oh, with someone on the grass almost. Don't check. Moving some positions here.
Oh, and Smith's gone.
Losing some. Smith is round.
He's got time to get it
After
back, but he's losing positions there. So unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. But oh, now
still 3 cars together.
Yeah, Wardy's losing a lot of time here. Yeah, it's 3.5 tenths, and we still need to get to the line. So we could see a drag race here. Both almost equal amount of ERS, sorry, but DRS will be activated just for that short period.
Well, Stubby crosses the line.
3 tenths of each other.
And takes P10. The Aston Martin is gaining and gaining and gaining.
Oh,
did he get him?
It's no. It was. Oh, look at the gap. 19,000 of a second. So almost got him, but it's a P2 start for Wardy there, so the softs did work out for him.
Wow, that was close.
And we can see the biggest gainers then. Haas up 8, Matt 9, and Tonchek also up 8 to P7. But Stubby gets 10 points, and I think those are the first points of the season. I'm not so sure. I'll have a check in the
I'm
Discord.
not too sure either. I can take a look right now. We can dodge back as we have an interim. Let's take a look at those standings. So Stubby, he scored 9. He scored 9 in the opening round. But those are some hefty points. So he's over doubled his value in one sprint race. So a good haul there from him. Back to the main feature then. Stubby will start on pole after converting that after converting that pole position. Wardy and Ferrari, great drive from him. Colin's been saying he's been having a good week of practice, so hopefully you can convert that as well. So respect when your practice pays off; it's always worthwhile. But a poor race from Spritzy and Schnitzy. That's a mouthful. Who obviously made that error in the first lap and had to box. And Rodo, I mean, he made some gains, he made some inroads, but I think even he would have expected slightly more from that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the guys who finished behind Rodo, and 2 of them had wing damage. Two drivers spun, and 1 disconnected. So he didn't really overtake any drivers. But there we look at the screen.
Yeah, those marshals there need to get some umbrellas out. It's absolutely pouring down. So a full wet condition, I would imagine. Yeah,
and if
full wet conditions, I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the test is right then. So we get storm for the complete race. Now then, it would be interesting maybe why Rodo could have been a bit slower if he chose a full wet setup compared to drivers ahead.
Yeah, very
And
true.
maybe some other drivers did the same as well.
Yeah, it would be nice to have an inkling of that somehow, but that's not possible. So we'll have to wait and see. That could have been Roto's whole game plan. We've got Blocker in the chat saying he will come back into the race, and I do agree, especially, as we say, any of those drivers on a wet setup will have compromised the sprint, but will make big gains in the wet conditions. And based off that assumption, Stubby must have gone dry. He must have gone dry to make a 5-second gap in 12 laps. He might be struggling in this condition because, as you say, it doesn't look like it's going to dry up. I don't think, right before the end.
No, it keeps saying storm even 60 minutes into the race. So
Wow.
yeah, I think it will stay like this.
Well, it's going to be very entertaining. And
But
just on cue, we have our formation lap, and as you would expect, I believe everybody will be on the wets. Yes, they are. That was easy to guess, wasn't it?
yeah, I mean, you could try to do the intermediates, but I think you will be sliding off the track here if you do that.
Absolutely. Well, it wouldn't be Interlagos without some rain, I don't think. And
Yeah.
there's the predicted pit stops. Now, it depends on how far these drivers can take the wets. I haven't done any wet practice in the rain, but obviously there's no mandatory pit stops. So if anyone has the guile to take them all the way to the end, I'm thinking maybe, Espan Ocon last season, he managed to do it. Any of these guys can do it. That would be a great way to save yourself some time.
Which track did he do it again?
Hungary, I think.
Oh yeah. With the I do remember he didn't make a pit stop, but I'm forgetting which one it was.
Yeah, I think it was one more.
But
I
got Volcano in the
it
chat.
being him.
Yeah, it was someone else and him, but I'm not sure where it was. But I'm seeing Volcano saying Don got disconnected and it's race over, so Don won't score any points then, which is will not be a win then. So the streak.
Yeah, the
streak
form
will end
is over.
If or the form, yeah.
Yeah, so
The
no
streak of
Haas
DNF
in the lobby then.
continues, but yeah, no Haas. And I'm not sure how far they are, or which position they have in the championship, but it is unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't remember. Possibly P3.
I think
but
not
that's
too
just
high
me.
because free fall.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
no,
free
it can't
fall
be.
is in
Well,
the
he got
other
a
house,
race
right?
win, so he got 40 points. So it must be mid-table somewhere. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I think
the
P6
final
or so,
two
but
are heading round
yeah.
now. So we're gonna have some more lights, and based on the last race start, I'm expecting more carnage.
Especially in the rain.
Precisely.
And
Okay then.
I predict
we
a
can't
Cosmos
see the
start.
lights, but we can see what's going to happen and who gets the best start. So they're underway. 5 lights are out, and there's a spinning McLaren slightly at the back, but Stubby has got away well. And Dragos has made a mistake. They head into turn 1. Don't think there's been too much contact. A little bit.
Overtaking with
there.
Booty,
No
what a
major
start.
mistakes.
Up to P3 already. Oh, nice losing. Oh, Booty! What a save! He's almost lost it there.
Contact with the Alfa
Oh, and
Romeo.
now he's... Yeah, Dino. It's a bit of wheel banging here at the start of the race. It's yellow, that's done, I think.
Yes.
Not sure what happened there. Cosmo flying start though, up to P11 now. Again. Oh, it's chaos in the front here. But Wardy struggling with Madness up into P3. Oh, a lot of wheel banging.
Great
Bit like
angle
bumper
here as we
cars
see
here.
them all steaming through the corner. The McLaren is also up quite a few positions. Dragos, the biggest loser, down 10 places from P4 all the way down to P14. And up the inside goes Schmidt.
Oh,
And
Dino
also
goes
on
up
the
the inside, but
Ferrari,
he
the Alfa Romeo.
loses. Now Raikko's closing in. It's really hard to follow, but oh, Raikko's lost it.
In the
He's
pits.
lost his wing as well.
Yeah.
Yep,
So the
he couldn't do
first
a Max
guy is in
Verstappen
the
there.
pit lane.
Couldn't save the car, but it's quite chaos actually, and a lot of different pace compared to the sprint. So the setups difference is showing.
Exactly. Stubby holds the lead, but not the margin that he had earlier. Rodo takes Wardy up the inside, so he's had a great start up to P6 already. So it seems as though he may have put a wet setup on. We've got Colin saying Wardy has disconnected, which I've missed. So that must be his AI.
Oh yeah,
lapping
you can
for
see
him.
it. You can see it in his pace because he's really slow. And also during the corners. But that's really unfortunate when you start a P2. Oh! It's a collision between Wardy and... I missed it.
Tonchak.
Yeah.
So the AI, they've obviously had an incident there, which will be very frustrating for Tonchak. Whether he's aware that it's AI or not is a different question. But he's down, and he may have picked up some damage, possibly not. He was over the grass, so maybe not, but not ideal for him at all.
I noticed something here, as Don, it said Don has joined the session again, and he's now trying to overtake Tonchak, so I hope because he knows you will get disqualified if you rejoin, and he's setting the fastest lap now.
Oh.
So yeah, his result, it doesn't matter what he finishes now, he will be disqualified.
Schmidt has just flown past Schnitzy there as they enter turn 4, cleared him before the braking zone. Gaps already starting to appear, not too many drivers within the second. Obviously no DRS in these conditions, but not too many drivers within the second margin. Rodo, although he didn't have the best sprint, he is already closing in on P5, so he definitely went for a wet setup. He's had an absolutely lightning start in the opening 3 laps. And so is Cosmo after that mistake. He obviously had the pace. The mistake in the sprint, he's up 9 places.
Yep. And I'm expecting some mistakes here in this condition as well. Because it is really difficult and you do have need a lot of concentration all the way to the end. Because in the dry you will get away with a bit of lack of concentration sometimes. But in the wet it will be more difficult.
Absolutely not.
It's also difficult to overtake now in these conditions because Haas is following Stubby close, but yeah, in the middle sector it's quite hard to overtake, even in the dry, and no DRS as well. Let's see, I saw some drivers going wide, so I will have a check if what the warnings are saying. But,
yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Schmidt, is he gonna? No, he's not. He had to think about going up the inside of turn 6, which would have been an audacious move in the wet, but he's held back for the time being. Stebo is right up behind Cosmo, within 3/10, 4/10, and Rodo also putting pressure on Dino ahead.
So I was about to look at the test. Now I think the weather is correct, but it doesn't switch to the second race, so I only have the results of race 1. So unfortunately can't look at that. So we just have to stick with what we see.
Maybe for the best anyway.
What we are seeing is Rodo
for the best.
overtaking, I think. Yep.
Yes. He will probably, he's turned in well there. He'll get a great exit on Dino, hopefully. And is he going to use some ERS to try and get by? It's a long way back to make a move into turn 4, so it might not be on this lap.
No. He saves
and
it.
Schnitzy and Schmidt are wheel to wheel. So he head into turn 4, up the inside goes Schmidt, and Schmitzy runs off the track but keeps it together Smith stays in front. Yeah, nothing that he can do there. And Rodo still pressing on the Alfa Romeo.
Yep. I was looking at Rodo there, but good defense from Dino as he was waiting for Rodo to turn in a bit and then just staying stationary in the middle of the corner, which compromised the exit of Rodo a bit so he could stay ahead. So that was a good defensive move. But now Rodo is still putting pressure on him. Is it easier to regain your ERS in the wet? I think it is, right?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know the answer. I'm not going to try and give you an answer either because I'm really not sure.
I think it's the same with fuel maybe, because you're lifting more.
Yeah, I guess you aren't reaching the same
more.
speeds and... Yeah, exactly, you're braking more, which is... Yeah. So probably.
Yeah,
Stubby,
still
out front. Sorry, no. Spritzy's still out... not Spritzy. Stubby's still out front, but the margin is closing. And is that Stevo? Yes. Ferrari and Schmidt side by side through turn 6 again. So Schmidt making gains moves. And now he targets after Cosmo. Yeah, exactly.
Didn't Cosmo start last? I think he did, right?
It was near.
Yeah, he's up 9 places already.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, wow.
Good start from him.
And Matt is... Oh, that's just desync. Oh, a 10-second time penalty for Riker, cutting a corner. Where's he? That must have been severe.
Yeah, but
Very
10 seconds,
for
that's a
that
lot
kind of
actually.
Yeah.
I think it's when you maybe spun and then you slide across the grass onto the other part of the track and it thinks you're cutting a corner, but because there's no way he did it intentionally. Yeah.
We've got Smith again looking to make inroads on Cosmo, but he doesn't get it done. He might get a good exit through 5, and he might look again to make a move through 6. This battle for P7 heating up with a Williams, a Ferrari, and a McLaren, all within a second or so.
Yep.
And that rain really coming down. I don't think I've ever seen it like any rain like it.
No, I mean we have driven in the wets, but then it was only for a few laps. I think the end of Brazil, the Brazil race last season had a bit of weather like this because the last few laps it started to rain like crazy. But yeah, this is stormy conditions. For sure, the FIA in real life wouldn't race. They would just wait for the rain to go away.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually.
Start on the intermediates.
Smith did close right up behind Cosmo there, but he wasn't really able to get the traction out of the final corner.
Stevo ran really wide. He took out the DRS sign. Now Snitchy going for the overtake.
And we've got Huss also looking to capitalise on a race, taking the race lead after that mistake from Stubby. Again, I talked about the margin at the start, which was over a second, and now it's only 4/10. And a 10th again to Schmidt on Cosmo as they head through turn 4. This position is going to be Schmidt's surely in the next few laps. If not, no, he's not going to go for it now.
No, he's looking for it. He's not risking it, so that's nice. I mean, no need to risk it
joining us
this early in the race. Yep.
Evening to you
too,
Brian. Absolutely. You've missed quite a lot, to be fair. We've had a couple of incidents at the start and some very heavy conditions, but no major incidents. No safety cars yet either in either of the races, which is good to see.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised by that because we have seen some collisions. But no safety car. I noticed it yesterday as well. might just be the track with the wide
Yeah, it's nice and wide,
track,
isn't it?
and it doesn't
Yeah.
give the safety car that. Yeah. When we move to Saudi Arabia next week, you will see a lot of safety cars.
Absolutely, I'm thinking about how that's
expecting a
going
lot
to
of
play
safety
out.
cars there. Yeah, I love the track. I mean, I've done racing there before.
So do I.
It's a good track.
I haven't
I gave
raced on.
Brendan the
Oh,
challenge for the win,
contact!
actually, so,
Contact,
I hope-
Rodo.
Oh.
Pwah, he kept it together, but he didn't give much. There was a penny's width in between that rear wing and front wing of the Alpine and Alfa Romeo, but they both kept it on the road. Rodo really pushing for that P5.
Yep. And his main championship rival, Tonchek, is down in P13, so he can gain a lot on the championship rivals. But Matt, to be fair, is in P3, so.
And Don is taking Wardy at the back. Goes off. I'm not entirely sure if this is AI or not, but the AI of Wardy's somehow keeping up with Don at the back, so maybe they're both AI. Even though he rejoined.
I
but I'm
think
not
Don
sure
isn't
what the latest
AI
on that is.
anymore, but
Yeah.
or Cosmo. A warning.
Colin saying that the safety
So
car gets paid overtime in the Premier
Yeah.
Division. I'm absolutely sure of that. It will be interesting actually come the end of the
Oh.
season to see which division brought out the most safety
Yeah.
cars. Obviously that would be
Well,
someone's
we
job.
have
The
a
game
lot of
won't tell
safety
us
cars
that,
in
but
championships. Yeah.
no, we haven't. And I'm trying to think of Premier. We had 3 in Japan, I think, 1 in Portugal, and 2 in Premier last week. So that's what 6 or 7 already in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
But the nature of Jeddah, obviously, one man in the wall will bring out the safety car. There's no runoffs. There's no exits. It's all just wall to wall, high speed
Safe.
Monaco, as they say. So one issue.
Monaco will
cost
be even worse.
everyone.
So
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I haven't lapped Monaco in a while, apart from a few 5-lappers, and I've never ever done a 50% Monaco, so that'll be interesting when I come around to practice that. We got Schmidt still
I did
within
Monaco
the
once, but,
very, very close margin. Go on.
Oh yeah, I did Monaco once in RLH, and it was a disaster because I was stuck behind a guy who ran really long, and I was faster, but I just couldn't overtake, and it's so frustrating. And then I ended up in the wall. But I'm not there in the when that's the Monaco is.
Oh yeah,
For
don't
round
worry,
6,
mate.
I
I couldn't
think.
forget that. You've told me that every week.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I don't have to do Monaco, but on the other hand, I was looking forward to try do the challenge of Monaco, but I guess you have to wait another season. Or not.
Exactly. Hopefully it remains next season if we actually race there. And if not, as we've said, justice for Zandvoort. One day.
One day it will get there. I'm the big advocate for
We've
Zandvoort,
got
so
Schmidt
just need to get a
and
few
Cosmo
signings and then.
battling. Yeah, exactly. Schmidt and Cosmo battling for a position, but Cosmo's held it, so Schmidt really, really pushing up, and Cosmo's holding up the pack 10 seconds ahead to Rodo. So Schmidt really needs to deploy some ERS and just get the move done so we can start
There he
chasing
goes,
after
maybe.
Rodo. He's been in behind him for a long time.
Looking for it now, but I think Cosmo just has better straight line speed then, because
Yeah.
now Snitchy is also looking to overtake Schmidt as well.
He does, he breaks deep. Goes very, very wide though.
Oh, too deep maybe.
Yeah.
Does it give Stebo a run? But yeah, I noticed something else. I think Wardy rejoined again. But he will so Don and Wardy will both be disqualified from the session then.
Yeah, as he continues to
As
post
there's no
fastest lap of
way.
the race.
There's no way an AI is setting fastest laps here. But I'm just looking at the top four here. The gaps are staying the same, very close, but just no overtaking.
I'm just once again catching up with the comments. We've got Colin saying him and Richie have done 100% around Monaco with simulation damage, so I can't imagine that was any fun. And Brian, there is no safety car in Monaco, which I had heard someone say actually. Thanks for reminding us. So that won't be too much of an issue. So no safety car, which makes sense because that would be... No, Brian, I think you're actually right. I heard someone saying that a few weeks ago, that they've either heavily reduced it or it doesn't exist. So that'll be helpful. Just a nice easy race to get through. If you make a mistake, it's on you.
Yeah, I think we do have virtual safety cars though. I can remember having a virtual safety car, but maybe just...
That does make sense. Oh, look at that. Dragos and Tonchek nearly making contact with one another. But not on this occasion.
So it's a lot of laps, and because of the wet, or in these conditions, these laps take quite long, but we just have to sit through it. Because it's not a lot of overtaking.
No,
I mean, the closest, Smith is now looking for it. Yeah. Smith is looking for it, but not a lot of overtakes on track.
Go on, dive him, son. No.
Oh.
It's that straight line speed, as you mentioned. I don't think he's ever going to be able to get him.
Yeah.
Down the straight, I mean.
Because he needs to do it in the corner and maybe just hope he can stay ahead on the straight and try to gain enough time on him. But yeah, on the straight he's losing a lot.
Huss potentially going for the race lead. He looks around the outside of turn 4. Stubby defends the inside, holds the position. And he hasn't got the greatest of exits, Huss, so he won't be in a position. Oh, and Stubby gets on the curb, but keeps it together.
Yeah. So Stubby now has been leading the combined sprint and main race for 26 laps already. So definitely has the pace to win it. But it's close. Speaking about close, Rodo is also very close behind Dino.
Absolutely, those are the two. I think Matt, Huss, Rodo and Smith are the guys, and Stebo now actually, are obviously the guys who have been stuck in those positions for a little while. And they'll be looking to make some progress. Let's see the battle between Smith and Cosmo once again. Smith even further behind than he was at this point last lap. And as we know, Cosmo will just extend the lead going into turn 1 after quite a lengthy, well, straight. It's not a straight, but a section of flat out track. Yeah. Looking ahead, I haven't covered much of Booty or the Alphas, so let's ride on board. The battle, look at that, 1.2 seconds only between the top 4 drivers. So anything could happen in the podium as we are entering the second half of the, not quite, but we're nearing the halfway point of the race.
Brian, the conditions according to the test are not drying. It will stay storm for the majority, or I think the whole race. So it's unfortunate.
Do we have any
strategy-wise, because it's exciting?
Do we have any tire conditions on TAS?
No, because it just at my test it still says Wardy's in P2, Haas in P3, so yeah, I've got no...
Oh, yellow flag, who's that? McLaren? No.
Oh, it's
Huss.
From P2.
So he's dropped out of P2 and he's struggling there. He must have had a little spin coming out of the sort of second or third final corner. If you want to count this as corners, then I'm wrong. So that promotes Matt up to P2, and there's now a seconds gap to the lead, so that's helped Stubby out massively. And Booty finds himself in the podium places.
He made a bit of a mistake, or lost the car a bit in turn 2, but he's up in the podium positions, and I'm quite happy for him because he's my old teammate from a few years back already. Last year. No, it's this year. Doesn't matter.
Smith, surely.
I just hope to see him do
No.
well.
Again, Smith closing and closing, but he just can't seem to make the move stick. I don't want to spend the whole race watching his perspective, but it's the closest battle we've got.
I mean, he needs to go for it. Maybe he's listening to us now. He needs to go for it. Because
he does. Just
if
send
Cosmo
him one.
can
He knows
defend
you're
in the
there. You've
corner,
been there
there's
for the
no
whole
he will
race.
overtake. Yeah. And
Exactly.
he's losing a lot of time to the cars ahead as well. There's no point.
Yeah, he needs to just get one good exit and just say, you know what, I'm going to get my elbows out and send one.
Yeah, because Cosmo is also saving a bit of ERS because he can defend with the straight line speed, so...
Yeah, Brian, completely tough race, long race, difficult, as Luke mentioned at the start. It's, you know, you've got to keep your concentration. Anything can happen in the wet. One little touch on a curb or a little bit of, you know, exuberance on the throttle coming out of a corner. And it's very different to being on those slick tyres and the extended lap times. Obviously, extend the race out quite a while. We've been live for nearly an hour. And we're only
Already?
just approaching half race distance, obviously, including the sprint race, obviously.
So I'm noticing Tonchek has gone in to new wets. So do we see a point where guys go for new wets? Now, when you're on the new wets, I mean you don't have cold tires because the tire temperatures needed for the wets is really low. So you might see an undercut happening from someone in the top 3. At least I hope someone does.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be add a little bit more drama.
Yeah.
Stubby has gone in.
Booty and Stubby in.
And Booty. Yeah, let's see. I mean, they're just going to go on more wets, aren't they? But let's just see where they come out, and we'll watch something other than some track action. Quick stop, nice. Both teams back out on track. And Stubby's going to come out around P8, I think. Maybe P9.
Yeah, I think it should be P8. Yeah, P8.
Oh, is that...
Booty's hit the wall! He's lost
Yeah.
wing. He's lost part of his wing. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
So is he going to go in
And
again?
that's
Is it
so
bad?
disappointing
I can't
because
see... Oh, he's lost the M plate.
yeah, he's. So that's with these wings, simplified wings, that's a lot of downforce gone, and you need that in the rain.
It is, and he's sacrificed one hell of a position. He's going to be stuck in P9 now. Obviously, maybe even get any worse if he has to box again. But yeah, he's dropped at least sort of 8 or 9 positions there with that one little mistake. That was what I was talking about, being a little bit exuberant on the throttle, and it can all go wrong in a split second. And Rodo has taken
Matt and
over
Dino in.
the race lead for the time being, while Matt and Dino pit. So, you know, not only provisional, but last to first, complete, mate.
He did complete it, yeah. For maybe 1 lap or more, or he tries to hold on to the end. We never know. Maybe someone does do the strategy.
Exactly. It would be nice to know what the degradation looks like, but you'd imagine if half the field... Oh, who's that?
Wardy has gone to intermediates. Now,
Wow.
this doesn't look like intermediate
Oh, hang on,
conditions
is
to
that
me,
just
but,
his AI? No? Not AI?
No, I think he rejoined, so it's just him. Maybe he tries to
Okay, I need to remember. I keep forgetting.
trick
Yeah,
other
wow.
people in going in, but...
That'll be...
So Matt has
that'll
dropped
be something,
down
a
behind
potential
Booty there. A lot
masterclass,
of...
but I doubt it.
Oh. Yeah, no. He seems to be very slow. But now he's got the leaders behind him as well. Or at least Cosmo. But Booty is ahead of Matt, so Matt lost out some time. Going longer, yellow in second
flag.
2, and that's
Who's that?
Wardy off. Oh, he's stuck on track.
Yeah, as you might expect. he's got going
Rodo fastest lap.
on the grass.
Ooh, interesting.
That is interesting. If
Rodo
you've still got
fastest
life
lap.
in those
Oh,
tyres.
well,
Now, we need to keep an eye
Cosmo
on
in.
what the two drivers ahead do.
Dino
Huss and
on
Rodo,
struggles
and
here
see how
into
that
turn
may
1.
affect. Let's watch.
Man, I don't know what you were looking at, but I'm watching
No,
Dino
I'm with
and
you.
Dragos.
I'm with you. Cosmo and Schmidt.
Wardy's left the session
Wardy has retired.
Now it might just be me, but even with Stubby, 3-second time penalty while he was in the lead.
Oh. Now that
And
opens the door big
To me, it
time.
doesn't look like. Yeah, because it doesn't look like Booty is losing a lot of time, even with the wing damage. So if he can hold on within that 3-second window and hold off Matt behind, you might see him win.
Absolutely. So Wardy DNF out the session. He's gone. Wouldn't have mattered anyway because he was disqualified. So probably for the best. Save yourself some time, mate. And Huss in the pits now as well. 20 laps. And Rodo also in the pits. So Stubby retakes the lead of the race. And Booty's still within the second margin. So that, as you say, the damage not affecting him too badly at all. Let's see where Rodo comes out.
But Smith, look
Come out in P4.
look where Rodo is coming out. He's coming out, behind Matt, and he was behind Dino before the pit stop. So he's done very well. He's
Wow,
right
yeah,
up
that's a
behind
lot
one of his
time
championship
gained.
rivals.
4 seconds.
Yeah, or Dino was stuck, but he gained on Matt as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
So it's still very well done.
Yeah, so
Rodo.
yeah, the last to first is still on the cars. He's got the race leader in his vision. You can see him up ahead. So if you can get past Matt,
And he's almost within
you
the
can
3
push
seconds.
on, and that would be one hell of a drive. Absolutely.
So we were giving him a bit critic in his sprint performance, but he seems to do well in the wet.
Yeah, and Blocker said he would come back, and he absolutely has. And that car is absolutely set up for the wet conditions, and he's proving that with a great drive. That's a yellow flag. It's an Aston Martin coming in. It's Spritzy in the pit lane. No need for a yellow flag, really.
Has wing damage, I think he has wing damage as well, I think.
Let's see.
If I saw
See
that
if he gets
correct.
it changed.
I can't see from.
What the pit crew got ready for him.
Yep.
Yes, they've got a new front wing for him, so that's going to send him right back to the bottom of the grid. So disastrous for Aston Martin and poor old Spritty. He'll come back out quite far behind.
Oh,
the pack.
Booty as well.
So a race to forget for him.
Booty picking up a penalty as well. Now if Rodo can get past Matt
Oh yeah.
and just close in on these guys, he will win. Or if he
Wow.
if he
that would
doesn't
be
pick up any
a
penalties
great
himself,
result.
of course.
Yeah,
that
can
will
you
be
see?
my
On-
drive of
so
the
you,
week for
you don't
sure.
have any data for this race, do you?
No, I only had data for the sprint, so that's
Yeah.
really annoying.
Yeah, cool. So we can't check penalties, which is nice. Or limits, I meant, track limits.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's
But
fine.
if
We
Rodo
look
can,
on again with Rodo.
he will be my driver of the week if he can win this. But if Matt win this, I think he can also be nominated because he started P15 in the sprint. He's also up into P3, but Rodo now going for it maybe. Around the outside, we got a fight for the lead as well. But two fights happening at once. Is Rodo past? The desync is not helping
Rodo
him.
looks like he's
He
got
is
it
past,
done.
I
Yeah,
think.
he's got it done. No, it's not, but he got it done. So
Up
that's a
in the
great
podium
move. And now he's
positions.
set free. 3 second margin. And Booty could
and the
also
guys ahead are fighting,
claim
so
P1.
yeah. And to be fair, because Dino is quite some time behind, the fight with Stubby and Booty can be a fight for the last podium position if Matt stays within that 3 seconds. But the Roto is closing in quite quickly. Frasher wets as well. 3
He
laps.
is, and actually,
Frasher
as it
wets.
stands, he is in first. He's within 3 seconds of both drivers, just about. Let's hope he can stay there, if not gain, because I do want to see this drive. I do want to see the last to first complete, because who doesn't love that?
Yeah, I mean, we got the little driver of the week thing now by Richie, so he will for sure get it, or my vote this week. Or if you win the race tomorrow, I will give it to you. But no, I don't know if you.
I don't think I've got the minerals for that. I feel like Colin will be rubbing his hands together thinking he can do the same.
Yeah, we're starting quite far ahead, I think. Which position do you start?
11.
Ah, okay. So not too bad then.
Yeah, if I get a good start and I can get away from the Mercedes, for example, then I'll be obviously chasing after usually slower drivers. I don't want to have a go at anyone's pace, but that's the reversal for a reason.
Yeah.
So if I feel like I'm in one of the better positions, really. All the guys behind me will all be battling similar pace. I'm pushing it really, just being outside that top 10. So I'd like to think if I get a good start, I can hold on to something. But you never know. If it's conditions like this, anything could happen.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, some exciting thing I'm looking forward to is if Evil Master is racing. I think he will be starting quite high on the grid, and he is quick when he finishes the race.
Yeah.
So
yeah, bit of
interesting
practice
to
in, and
see,
he's definitely got the pace to be sort of top 5, definitely. Schnitzy in the pits.
Schnitzy got the wing damage and is in. Yeah, he's crashed in
Very slowly into the pits.
sort of the final corner. Oh, yeah, he's got wing damage as well. Does he retire? I'm not so sure. Will be disappointing.
Rodo now within the second of Booty ahead, so he is well in contention for this race win. And I feel like the majority of this race will follow on board with the top drivers, unless there's any incidents in behind, or any overtakes that we can catch. But this is definitely spicing up, and it would be great to know what Rodo has penalty-wise.
Yeah, quick notice on Dragos here. Dragos is still out on the old wet tires, and I think he will go to the end, try to gamble it. And if he can stay ahead, he will be in P6, so that will be a good result for him. Oh, Booty is passed, or they're fighting.
Fighting, yeah. Great for Rodo, let's watch on. Oh, he could get them
is
both.
Rodo, yeah, there he goes. Oh,
he's past Stubby.
around the outside. Stubby's losing 2 positions in 2 corners.
That's the move done.
Oh, Stubby on the inside.
He's dived him up the inside. Oh.
The Rodo
So
now
Rodo,
into P2.
one position
on
off
track.
Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal drive so far. Master of all conditions.
Yep. The championship leader. But Matt is also closing in, so this fighting doesn't help the guys with penalties, but Dino is losing a lot of time behind. So still on the podium position, I think, Booty. But yeah, unfortunate for Stubby. I mean, he's been leading 26 or 25 laps in the main race and 12 in the sprint race. So if he took those together, he would have won. But that's not how it works. As now he's losing to Matt as well.
Yeah, and the penalty obviously won't drop him any further than P4 at the moment, but that could all change, especially with Matt closing in. Let's watch on. He's the closest driver at the moment. A couple of guys within a tenth down the field, but it doesn't look like Matt's going to be close enough to make a move. He's desyncing all over the place. Right up behind him, but nothing giving there. And Tonchek, let's watch him as they exit turn 3. As they run down to turn 4, he's deploying a bit of ERS. I think he's going to make a move on Dragos with those weary tyres. Oh, a little bit of contact, but he keeps it together. And Stebo now, the next driver through turn 4. Let's watch on. All happening now into this same corner as he looks for the switchback. He gets his foot down and he's alongside the Red Bull. Is he going to get it done? Riker around the outside, sticks it, and he keeps ahead.
Oh, it's Booty.
Is that?
Booty's in the wall.
It
from
is.
the lead.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's it.
So oh, and he's dropped it again.
Oh, he's gone again.
Oh no. Oh no.
From
disaster.
Maybe a possible podium
he's
down
got
to
time.
Down to P10 maybe, even lower. But that's. I was just talking about it. He had so much bad luck in the first 3 rounds. Oh, Snatchy's retired. Oh, he's in the pit lane.
Yeah,
so
DNF
another retirement then.
The McLaren. So no points for Haas, no points for McLaren. Very unfortunate for those 2 teams. Are they at the bottom? I believe the 2 teams at the bottom cementing no more points. Very unfortunate. But the man of the evening, Rodo, only has a handful of laps to get around. He hasn't made any mistakes thus far.
Yep.
And he's looking like he's going to take home the victory if he can keep it on track, which would be, well, I mean, amazing, really. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So, he's showing that he is the championship leader. And the sprints, it's just a fun challenge maybe for him. So, maybe Colin will get inspired by this. Oh, what happened to Dragos there? 10-second penalty for cornering or cutting the corner. Those penalties are quite weird. I think it will get removed.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, possibly.
It's quite weird.
If it's what you suggested earlier about making a slide over a corner, then it's very unfortunate to pick up a severe penalty like that.
But yeah, Rodo's cruising away now at the front.
And with Matt,
if he doesn't make any mistakes,
yeah, absolutely, and
he will.
And Matt will look to take the position, but he's got P2 post penalties anyway, so he doesn't have to do anything too extreme. But I'm sure he would love to get a move done on track. Let's just remind ourselves of the positions gained. Rodo up 10, Matt up 2, and Dino up 5, Schmidt up 6. So the top 6 have made some great improvements. And Riker has had an issue. He's dropped it coming out of turn 3. He's got to let the Haas go by. So he has dropped down 3 places from the start and 2 places, I think, with that one mistake. So unfortunate for the Red Bull team. At least his teammate is in a prime position to haul some great points home for Red Bull.
Yep, and Don will be disqualified as well for rejoining, I think.
Yes, so that will promote Riker and Spritzy. Absolutely huge gaps up and down the field. Look at that, 6, 5 seconds, another 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Only a couple of drivers actually anywhere near a contention for an overtake, and I'm riding on board with one of them. That's Matt
again.
As the exit turn 3. Both of them with a little snap.
Yep. But Matt, I was following Smith. I thought you were talking about him, but he's stuck behind another driver again. In his will he overtake Haas?
Yeah, at least, well, he never made the move on Cosmo, but he got by inadvertently, obviously. And now can he get back Huss, who made that mistake? Obviously, Huss had the pace to be riding high at the top, but after the mistake, he's dropped down a few places. So Schmidt and Matt, the only drivers in contention for an overtake as it stands. And Rodo has cleared the 3-second margin. In case he picks up a penalty, it won't matter as such at the moment.
It's phenomenal actually, and I mean he's gaining a second a lap, even more I think. So he's doing very well. Matt doesn't have the straight line speeds. Does Smith have it this time? Looks like Smith is close. 2 tenths. Are both using all of their ERS. Now Smith is not following in the slipstream. So now it's just breaking the slipstream. Here he goes, Smith. Nope. I thought he would go for it. He stays behind for now. Will Dragos get a puncture? That's the question. 30 laps on those tires.
We don't know. Oh, he's
Oh,
had a little
no,
massive moment there, and he's lost the position to Booty. So those tyres really are struggling, and I'm not sure where he would have been had he boxed, but he should be okay holding on to this place with 5.5 laps remaining. But it depends on what condition they're in. He does not want to get a puncture, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the penalties because I'm seeing Stebo doesn't have any penalties and 3 cars ahead of him do. Now Booty has 3, Dragos has 13, but that's 10 seconds is one of them, and I think that will be removed. So we just have to calculate with 3, 4, I think for now. Cosmo has 6, so Stebo will move into the... Oh, now Dragos goes in, so he doesn't stay out then. So that's a bit of a weird strategy then, if you wanted to stay out.
It is, and Don has passed. Oh no, yeah, Dragos has come in. Yeah, as you just said. So, wow, yeah, he finds himself. He'll find himself dead last, I think. If Spritzy can get him, he may or may not. It'll be tight. We'll watch on, see what happens as he comes out of the pit lane. It's going to be very close between Spritzy and Dragos. The penalties as well.
Yeah, because the 10 second isn't as Smith is going for it, so I'm keeping an eye out on him. But the penalty of Dragos isn't served in the pit lane, and I think the same is for Raika, so they might be removed after the race.
Yeah, possibly. Possibly. Oh, Stubby's past Matt again. Obviously, with the penalty, it won't matter come the end of the race. But he's got past him.
Yeah.
Matt's struggling a little bit, but like we say, he's still P2. Rodo's checked out though, hasn't he? Nearly 6 seconds the margin, so he can nearly afford himself 2 penalties, and it won't matter. So he's well and truly earned himself that. And there's a yellow flag. It's the Haas. No issues up there. For a second there, I thought it was going to be Rodo, but he's just coming through sector 2, so that's okay. Yeah, I mean, a great drive. Hopefully we can get him in for an interview afterwards, because that'll be very good. Mercedes, Cosmo, DNF. So close to the end.
Oh, safety car.
That's right on board with Riker.
We get a safety car at the end.
No way. Oh my god. Full course safety car. There's Cosmo. Spun it on the exit of 3. And he's in the wall.
Stubby
now
will
that
be so
really
annoyed.
Yeah, that really changes things.
Because interesting. So Dom will be removed.
It'll be another short safety car, won't it? So the field might not even get a chance.
Yeah. Oh, Matt is. Oh, I thought Matt was going in.
The field might not get a chance to bunch up.
Yeah, it's. It looks like some drivers are taking the gamble, but then they just decide to stay out. I mean, no point in taking the gamble now.
I think we're going to have one lap.
Very interesting, penalty-wise as well. You mean the safety car's coming in at this lap already?
No, I mean, I think it'll go again, and then we'll have one lap of racing, right? Or is that not possible?
Like that, yeah. I'm not sure actually, but it would be fun though because we see a crazy end. This is I
Absolutely.
mean, if Rodo loses this win, then it will be very annoying.
Riker did box, so he's now dead last. But yeah, let's see what happens. Obviously, the safety car is in this lap. Wow,
Yeah,
that was very, very brief. So, luckily for Rodo, he can probably just get himself away.
And Steve will be hoping the Rodo gets a move on as quick as possible, so Dino doesn't close in, but he's already within the 3 seconds. So we're going again. Probably only the top 6
Rodo
or
has
7
gone
is
then. He's
closed
flat
in.
out.
Oh, there's Dino.
Dino gets a
Could be
move
free.
past Matt, I believe. Yeah, up the
Dino.
inside.
Oh, Matt is losing.
So Stubby will drop.
Losing out as
another
Huss is now
position.
closing. Here comes Huss. Nope, he's not going for it. But it looked like a
Yeah,
P4
Colin reminding
for
us that it does
Dino,
have to
and
be
now
2
it's
laps of
looking like a
racing, so that's
P2.
why they've come in contact. Horse,
yeah.
no! Oh, no! And he's going to collect. Oh, he didn't collect him. Oh, my word. So Huss made contact with, I believe it was the Williams of Smith.
Oh,
and he's
and Booty
dropped
going off
all the way
because
back down
Huss
to P8.
came.
So disaster there.
Yeah, he came back a bit dangerous onto the track again. But Smith up to P5 as well, might be P4 depending on Stubby his penalty. But Williams is looking.
It will be, yeah.
strong
Stubby will
with
drop to
Rodo checking out
P5
again.
as it stands. Yeah, he's got this wrapped up, I think, as he crosses the final corner to start the final lap of what has been a very, very long Grand Prix, I must say. Approaching the 90-minute mark on the stream. So the race has been going on for quite some time. Yeah, I agree.
But the end isn't boring at all. But I thought the camera was moving with the corner, and I thought Rodo spun on the last corner, so I got a bit of my heart stopped for a second there. Oh, Spritz too. Oh, that's a penalty. But
so,
it's
for the last time, the driver's heading through sector 2, yeah, and Matt very close to Dino, so P2 is on offering here. Matt may look to make a move.
Oh, Smith, here comes Smith.
But I'm sure he'd be happy with the podium nonetheless.
No, ooh. Smith it's looking like he's going for it, but then he doesn't.
Is anyone going to make a move into the final corner?
No, I don't think so. So we might switch to Rodo then.
I think that's going to be it. We do. Let's watch him. What a night it's been for the championship leader. He's proved why he's at the top of the championship. The Alpine driver goes from last to first to win the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint and feature complete. Stubby, we see, drops all the way down to P5. Yep. Dino and Matt round off the podium with Smith. A great drive, actually. Let's just remind ourselves. Smith up 8 places, Dino 7 and Rodo 10. So some great improvements for the guys in the top 4. Stubby, after the penalty, demoted to P5. Tonchek, Booty, Huss, Stebo, Dragos, Spritzy, Riker and Don complete the finishers. Don will, of course, be disqualified for rejoining in the race. And the 3 DNF, Mercedes, McLaren and Ferrari, Cosmo, Schnitty and Wardy. So a very eventful, evening, but also an eventful final few laps there with the late safety car, which we nearly went so long without.
Yeah, it looked like it wasn't coming out, but I mean, it was a very short one. It would have been better if maybe it had just an extra lap to close in the field even more, but it is what it is.
So in the interim, Luke, if you could invite Rodo, just in case he wants to have a little chat with us, and I'll watch the podium and get the final results. And hopefully he joins us, because that would be great to ask him, how he's done. And what we've been watching was obviously a great drive. And as I just said, he's top for a reason. He's obviously got the pace over the guys in the division, and he's kept it clean, he's kept it consistent, no mistakes throughout both races. And he's obviously made a lot of overtakes in the process. Almost Lewis Hamilton-esque from last season. Who managed to get himself up.
It's pretty identical, but...
So there it is then. Rodo at the top, and I'll get the screenshot for these guys, and then we'll move on and see if he joins. Cool, good stuff.
Yeah, I hope these guys join us, but I'm not sure if Dino joins, because the last 2 times he finished on the podium he didn't. So I'm trying to see if Matt is coming in, but I need to see Matt his name, because I can't find him right now. Doing it the wrong way around, that's not helping. Oh, we got him in, I think.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay.
So, do you want to start, or do I need to do it?
Begin. So, Rodo, I don't even think I need to ask you anything, because you've gone from last to first. So just tell us how you've done. Tell us how you did it. How was your race overall?
Yeah, just amazing. That was pretty crazy. It's like best race I ever had.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, really. Just
Yeah,
awesome feeling.
No, mate. Honestly, we were saying the same thing. We were saying the same thing. You obviously didn't have. Go on, Luke. Go on.
Oh yeah, I thought the sprint didn't. I think you would have hoped maybe for a bit higher, but the tricky conditions.
Yeah, I got damage at turn 1 in the sprint, so
okay.
I couldn't make up any ground after that. But that worked out perfectly.
And we noticed on our weather systems, I could call them, that it would rain for the whole race. Did you see that as well? And did you choose it in the setup, or?
Yeah, I did see it. I changed the setup a little bit, but
yeah, and it worked out, I think.
Yeah, it did help, definitely.
Don't know if Classy has any questions left.
So obviously, so obviously you couldn't have had a better result. You were forced at the back of the field, and you fought your way back, extending your lead. So looking to next week, Jeddah, what do you think about that circuit? Is it a one you like? Is it a one you don't like? Do you think you're going to perform there? And obviously, we only had a late safety car tonight, but Jeddah could be the kind of circuit where we get a lot of safety cars.
Yeah, it could be. I can't say I like Jeddah very much. The Sector 1 especially. I'm playing on a controller, so Sector 1 is like impossible. So I'm expecting some penalties for sure, but hope the safety cars can go my way.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. Luke, if you've got anything else, please go ahead. If not, we can close off, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say an amazing drive from you tonight, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for Rodo for joining us, the first interview of the season. So I appreciate the time there. And that's it from us. Until next week, as I say, we go to Jeddah next week. That's a third of the season wrapped up already before the triple header street circuit, as we keep referring back to. So that's it from me. That's it from Luke. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again. Hopefully get some more activity going on in the chat next week. So cheers, guys. See you later.